welcome and thank you to you, our friends and viewers, for joining us on this edition of Ship to Shore. It is our pleasure to have you with us again. We have the privilege and pleasure of having three Lawhill Maritime Centre students joining us today. We have Siphosethu Libalele, Mbalenhle Mkhize, and then Juvandre Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful stuff. So to kick off our interview today, we'll start with Mbali. Mbali, tell us a little bit where you come from and how you got to be interested in maritime education.
Thank you, sir. My name is Mbalenhle Mkhize, originally from Clement in Durban. I got introduced to maritime over a friend which was doing a higher grade than I. She was doing maritime studies, and she always talked about maritime economics. And that's where I guess I got fascinated, and I started researching about maritime economics and the industry. And luckily for me, I got this bursary to be part of Lawhill Maritime Centre. Thank you.
All right, beautiful stuff. Okay, actually, as I'm doing this interview, I am sitting in Durban, so I'm from Durban.
Yes.
All right, so good morning, the gentleman then.
Okay. My name is Juvandre Williams. I'm originally from the Northern Cape, a small township in the Northern Cape.
Sure.
But I moved in 2009 to Cape Town. And in 2016, I joined TS Baltimore Sea Cadets. And I guess from there, that's when I actually started getting exposed to the maritime, and I guess that's actually the place where I actually fell in love with maritime.
Sure.
Then through the program, I actually got the opportunity to receive a bursary. And from there, I eventually ended up in this amazing place, Lawhill Maritime Centre.
Oh, wow. Lovely. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
Hello, I'm Siphosethu Libalele from Eastern Cape in Butterworth. I did my primary school in Butterworth High School, and then I moved from Butterworth High School to in grade 9, year 2019, to Gwelane Senior Secondary School. And then from there, we had guests from Mariko. So they introduced maritime to us. So I got interested because, to be honest, I knew nothing about maritime industry and what they do. And then from there, they applied, they helped me apply to Lawhill. And then they got me a very wonderful sponsor, which is Pan-African, yes. And then I'm now here in Lawhill Maritime Centre, and yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, what a lovely stories. I mean, when I Siphosethu, I am from the Eastern Cape, from PE. So, Singabakai. So, hi, Mkhize.
Yes.
Okay, now moving on a little bit from the introductions, we are now going to give an opportunity to the students to be able to explain the subjects that they are doing and then what the subjects have taught them. All right, so we're going to cover the three subjects that are involved in the program: marine science, maritime economics, and nautical sciences. All right, at this point, I'm going to hand over to Mbalenhle to tell us a little bit about maritime economics, what the subject is all about, and what it has taught her.
Thank you, sir. Well, in maritime economics, we learn more about the maritime industry, like as it is, despite the parts of shipping that has to do with nautical science. In maritime economics, we get to know about jobs that are shown, like ship broking, ship agency, all those things. And the maritime economics has taught me a lot from knowing the parts of the ships, because mind you, when I came here, I never knew like anything about the ships and the maritime industry. So maritime economics like added my knowledge in the about the maritime sector, if I can put it like that. Thank you.
Okay. No, beautiful stuff. Thank you for that. And then now, Juvandre, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell us about nautical science.
So basically, nautical science. For me, nautical science, it's quite a lot. Like it offers a lot, in other words, because with nautical science itself, I figured that it's a subject that has a combination of most of the subjects that we actually do. And one thing I love the most about it is the topics that come within the subject. Like, for example, seamanship. Seamanship is a critical requirement that you need if you going on board. And on the other hand, communication as well, which is vital. And not only within the subject, but also in reality, like in life. Because without communication, there won't be any understanding. So yeah, what it actually taught me is that whatever my hands find to do, I should do it with excellence. So
okay, beautiful stuff. So you've mentioned seamanship, you've mentioned communication, navigation is another part of it, right?
yes, sir.
Right. Astro navigation, you still do that?
Yes, that's why there's quite a lot, sir, but
Sure.
those features are actually the features that, I could say taught me something personally. So
Okay, no, great stuff then. Now we'll move on to Siphosethu. Siphosethu is going to tell us about marine science. This is a new subject as far as I understand it. So please do go ahead, Siphosethu. To you.
Thank you, sir. So basically, marine science is about marine life.
Okay.
And when we talk of marine life, it's basically about the living waters. So when I talk of living waters, it's the things that live in the oceans, the marine species. So it's basically about that. And it's so fascinating that I'll be actually this grade 11 is going to be the first grade 12 to write marine science paper next year on the Southern Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's also another thing that is fascinating. It's taught me it just taught me like so many things, like how the importance of the marine animals.
Yes.
And how the water is so important. For now, like we learned that we get the oxygen from the water. And we also learned how important the animals are and how we should keep our oceans clean. So we actually learned a lot. I learned a lot from marine science. Thank you.
Wow, great stuff. So you guys started marine science at grade 10 last year.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right.
Yes, sir.
There might be someone watching this interview right now and thinking to themselves, I would like to be one of the students like yourselves, wearing the beautiful uniform, nice and neat, talking so beautifully like you guys. And what would you say to that person who wants to join the Lawhill Maritime Centre? One or two things from each of you guys. What would you say about their attitude of mind, what subjects they should do at school?
So somebody who wants to join the Lawhill Maritime Centre, I would tell them that they should be ready to learn, ready to explore this wonderful industry. Because like there are many things like to explore. Like here in the school, we get visitors from the maritime industry who tell us about the industry itself. Like they are, you see, they know more and they are able to tell us what to expect there. So if you're somebody who wants to come to Lawhill, get ready. Respect. You have to have respect and get ready to learn and have fun.
Okay. Anybody else who want to
if
add on to that?
Yes, sir. If I could add on to that, for me, I would say, once you receive this opportunity, what I would say now is get ready to consume a lot of information, sir. Because for me, with these maritime subject, it creates a mindset and a character, which is very important, sir. Like for some of us that's here today, this place has molded us into a person that we aspiring to be. We're not there yet, but we can see the change within ourselves.
Yeah.
So for the person behind the screen watching me right now, I would say, be ready, as she said, be ready, be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, in addition to what Juvandre and Bali said,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, you learn to be a better version of yourself.
Sure.
And yes, you also learn discipline, you learn how to be independent, and you learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Okay. So the main thing, be ready to learn, be ready to consume knowledge and information, and then but have the right attitude in the sense that have respect.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it's very important so that you
Yes.
can be able to learn as much as you can. Now, I want to move on to the next question that I have for you guys. Obviously, if any person has been alive in the last year or so, they will know when we speak about coronavirus, what we're talking about when we speak about COVID-19. Those have become household names, household words, and it's been a crisis, I mean, to say the least. You guys went through the crisis like most of us, all right? Briefly, I mean, in short, how has the experience been for you guys as learners? How have you guys managed to survive? How have you guys been able to cope during this time when, writing tests, writing exams, attending and all these kinds of things? Please, I mean, in short, just tell us.
Thank you, sir. So for me, in a nutshell, I can say it was not quite a great experience, but then the love that our family, our second family, Lawhill, gave us, the teachers calling us to check up on us whilst we were at home, and yeah, it kind of made things easier for us. Otherwise, it was not so easy.
When did you guys come back to the boarding house?
Well, after lockdown.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It was recently, straight after lockdown, when the president gave us a go to school can open.
Yeah.
And we came back as well.
All right. So let me just get this clear. Were you guys, did you after lockdown last year, were you guys at the center at all?
I'll answer that. So last year, after the lockdown, we didn't since we grade 10, 11, and 12, we didn't come at the same time. There was a phase where the grade 12s had to first come in. Then I think we stayed at home for about 2 weeks before we came back in.
Sure.
And that time was quite difficult for us because we had to have classes through Zoom calls and all of that. So we had to adapt to that, in other words.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So
and also we had to we had to wait for them to quarantine, and then the grade 11s came, they also had to quarantine. That time we were doing grade 10, and then we also came back, and then we also had to quarantine. And one other thing that is that I find so fascinating about the Lawhill family. And our sponsors though, they gave us electronic devices
Sure.
so that we can do Zoom.
Mhm.
It was cool though.
And Bali, how was your experience with COVID-19?
It was last year, to be honest. I really thought the COVID-19 was going to end, but then when the time went by, I stressed a lot about my schoolwork, and how was I supposed to cope, you see, and the environment, how was I like going to study, because I'm used to Lawhill, I'm used to a quiet place where I can study, you know?
Yeah.
But Lawhill was there. Lawhill checked up on me and my family, made sure that we were okay. And they even gave us the electronic devices, which Siphosethu mentioned, and also internet to like connect, to be able to do Zoom meetings with our teachers. So yeah, they really did help.
Oh, okay. No, that's great to hear. Because I mean,
Yes.
obviously, most of the people who really struggled during the COVID-19 situation were learners, were students, and people like that. So I'm really glad to hear that Lawhill Maritime Centre supported you guys, both through calling, moral support, and actually giving you
Yes.
devices, and resources to be able to cope during that time. This is excellent. Lovely stuff. Now, we're going to move on to the second last segment of our interview. At this point, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, all right? And then what I'm going to do is that if you think you know the answer, then you just shout your name. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've got 5 questions here for you guys. General knowledge questions. So easy questions. You guys are smart guys. The answers that you guys have given so far are good answers. So these will not be a problem for you guys. So let's start with the first question. All right. Let's start there. All right. So question number 1. What are the 2 words used to define coordinates? I'll ask it again. What are the 2 words used to define coordinates?
Yes. Mbalenhle.
Mbalenhle, go ahead.
I only have one word.
Okay.
It's sequence. Sequence.
No, no, not quite.
Yes.
Let me put it this way. If you want to find your position at sea, what are the 2 words that would define that position?
Juvandre,
Juvandre, go ahead.
your campus area.
Close, but not quite.
Position.
All right, let's move on to the next one. I'll give you the answer again. I'll give you the answer once we do the answers. All right, I'll say the words. All right, tell me the name of the ship. Okay.
Okay.
Iceberg. Maiden voyage. Too few lifeboats. Carpathia. What is the name of the ship?
Oh, yeah.
Mbalenhle, go ahead.
Titanic.
Titanic. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. That is the answer. All right. So question number 3. What does STCW stand for?
Siphosethu.
Siphosethu, go ahead.
Standard of what?
Juvandre. It stands for standard of training and certification of watchkeeping.
Beautiful stuff, Juvandre. Beautiful stuff. Okay. All right. Now to the 4th question. Which port in South Africa has the deepest draft, or has the deepest water? Which port in South Africa has the deepest water?
Siphosethu,
Siphosethu, go ahead.
I think it's Durban.
Wow.
Yeah.
Close, very close, but not quite.
In the Eastern Cape Bay. It's in
It's actually very close to you.
Juvandre.
Juvandre, yes?
yeah, that
Mm. Yeah.
Juvandre, you wanted to say something.
East London Port?
Which one?
East London.
I'm asking the question. You can't ask the questions. All right. Okay. So are we not winning with this one? No.
So it's London.
No.
It's not Liberia.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll move on to the last question. It's not, this one may be a little bit difficult, not too difficult as well. All right.
Yeah.
What is the name of the ship that sank with South Africans on their way to France in 1917?
1917.
Yo.
17, yes. In PE, in Port Elizabeth, the TNPA building in Port of Kucha is named after the ship as well.
Yeah. I say we don't know. We don't know, sir.
All right. Okay, but this is a beautiful try, guys. Nice try. Okay, so the first question, the answer was latitude and longitude. What are the two words to define coordinates? Latitude and longitude. If you want to find your position at sea, you find your
Yes.
latitude.
So you could have asked it in a more simpler way.
Okay, so the second question, Mbalenhle got it. It was the Titanic, all right, that hit the iceberg.
Yes,
It was
sir.
on its maiden voyage to Americas, and then it had too few lifeboats and so forth. All right, great stuff.
Yeah.
And then what does STCW stand for? Juvandre got it. Standards of Training and Certification for Watch Keeping. Lovely. The fourth question, what is the port with the deepest draft in South Africa? That is Saldanha Bay. Saldanha Bay. It has got a draft of 21.6 meters, the deepest draft of all the ports.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last question, what is the name of the ship that sank with South Africans on their way to France in 1917? And the name of the ship is also the name of the TNPA building in Ngqura Port. The name is SS Mendy.
Yes.
SS Mendy. All right, so never forget that. Never forget that again.
Yes,
Guys, thank you so much for being nice sports. It was really great for you guys to take part in this short quiz. All right, now I'm going to ask you the last question before we say our goodbyes. After you finish your time at the Lawhill Maritime Centre, what do you want to do and why?
Okay, I'm gonna start. After
Go
I'm
ahead.
done, after I'm done in Lawhill, I wanna study oceanography.
Okay.
Because I see that I've got a passion for ocean life, that not only the animals living there, but how is the ocean formed? What you see, like all those things, as oceanography is divided from physical oceanography, chemical oceanography, and biological oceanography. So yeah,
That is amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. I
Yes.
wish you really all the best. Okay, Juvandre, shoot your shot.
But to me, so I actually want to become a navigational officer. I
Right.
actually want to go into that field. So, and I just feel what I've actually realized is I actually think I have all the qualities needed to actually be in charge and take lead, because not to boast about it, but at the moment I'm the chairperson of the RCL.
Okay,
So I'm working on my leadership skills at the moment.
great.
And yeah, I don't want to actually break it up into a lot of stuff, but I just want to end it off by saying the words I always tell myself is that you become what you say.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful, beautiful. So here we have the next South African-born captain and navigator. And Siphosethu.
Okay, for me, I would like to be to do maritime law.
Mhm.
I would like to be the voice of those are not so assertive. I don't know
Sure.
whether I'm putting it correctly, but also there is a shortage of maritime lawyers.
Okay.
So I would love to do it. And also I believe I have all the qualities of being a maritime lawyer or being a lawyer because yeah, I'm a good debater.
Well, great stuff. So we have a future maritime lawyer, we have a future navigator, and then we have a future oceanographer. All right. So guys, this is great, great stuff. It was a pleasure and the most wondrous experience to have spoken to with you guys. We, as Ship to Shore, we would like to wish you all the best, and that we wish you that your dreams and your goals may come true. All right. I like the way you guys talk, and I'm sure you guys will inspire a lot of people who will be watching this interview. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, and take care. To our viewers and our friends, thank you for joining us here again on this edition of Ship to Shore. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.